start till 10:45 or something, or 9:45, right? 8:45.
I'd like to welcome to the dais the victorious Michigan Wolverines at this time. Congratulate Coach Beilein with the opening statement. Coach, congratulations.
We're thrilled about this win. Watching Montana and playing them again, I thought last year's team was very good. It's tough to compare great to great. I thought this team had more weapons offensively. They were a great three-point shooting team, and that was a reason why they ran through the Big Sky and won it. So we were very fortunate we were able to defend the three-point game, defend their isolation matchups, et cetera, and really proud of these three guys right here and the whole team, how they bounced back after losing a championship game Sunday, late Sunday, and here we are playing Thursday, and they bounced back like champions like they are.
This time we'll take questions for our student athletes first. Please raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Okay, we're going to go on the right side aisle, and then we'll come over to the left side aisle.
Charles, you certainly looked more comfortable out there than you did last week. Perhaps just for you, just kind of describe what the recovery process has been like and how tonight felt different from last week. And then for Xavier and John, just kind of describe for me what difference 100% Charles Matthews means to your guys' team.
Dealing with any injury could be tough, and, understanding that it's a process to get back to where you was before it happened. But like I said, I had a great group of guys around me. Our athletic trainer was tremendous with helping me with my rehab. The coaching staff did a great job supporting me as well. So I was able to take my time and just really get back to where I needed to be as far as a health standpoint.
Left side aisle there. I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah, my fault. That's my fault. I apologize.
It's always good having Charles back. Just his presence means a lot. It's good to see him getting some shots to fall through the basket tonight. That definitely helped us a lot offensively. And just his presence on defense is always there. He communicates a lot. He's a great leader on both ends of the floor, and we know he's going to give his best.
He's worked hard to get back to this point. Just his presence, his leadership on both sides of the ball. We really feel that when he's in there. But he's worked hard. He's put a lot of time in to get back to this point.
Okay.
LJ Dawson for the Montana Kaiman. What does this game mean to you guys moving forward to have gone against a tough defensive team? They did force 8 steals when they were playing you guys.
We'll start with John on the far left, work our way.
They're a great defensive team. We had a couple silly turnovers, but give credit to their pressure. We knew that coming in, that might be a little problem. And we coughed it up a little bit, but it was like we were talking about, this sometimes the toughest game to kind of get over. And to get this one under our belt, it just feels good.
We knew they were going to have great pressure. They have great guard play. They're decent size all over the court, and they were active on the ball, off the ball as well. So we just kind of wanted to get the jitters out for the first game a little bit and just keep our head focused.
Yeah, this first weekend always seemed to kind of be the toughest for, I feel like, all teams, just the nerves of the tournament. And like I said, Montana's an extremely talented team. Being able to switch from all positions 1 through 5 on the floor, they all present their defensive challenges. Even though they're smaller, they have, exceptional speed as well. So it was definitely tough making stuff happen, but we was able to win.
Stay on the left aisle.
This is for Xavier. Kind of a follow-up to the first question. Charles was really active all night. You seem to find him a lot, especially early. Was that a point of emphasis to get him involved, or was it just how the matchups dictated?
I just play, honestly. With our offense and with our coaching staff, they put us in positions to be in great position to find others. With me being a point guard, that's my job, to just find others. And early on, Charles was open. He was knocking down shots. He was feeling it. His body language was great. And it was always good to see that, but it's not nothing special with Charles. I just try to find John, Charles, Ignis, Isaiah, all the players on my team, just try to get them easy points going just to get their rhythm going.
Okay, on the left side.
Charles, Xavier's giving you credit. Talk about what Xavier means to you out on the court.
Yeah, we just found out that he set the school record. I think it was the first guard to have 8 10-assist games in the season. So, that's a huge testament to what he does. I feel like so many times he kind of gets, I don't want to say undervalued, but if they think he's not having an offensive game, but he means so much to every one of us, and we understand none of these big nights we would have would be comparable. None of these nights that we have would be able to be without him, so we really appreciate him as well. Something like that.
Other questions for our student athletes? Any other questions for the student athletes? Okay, you guys feel free to go back locker room. Take questions for Coach Beilein now. Please raise your hand and get the mic to you. Left side aisle.
John, you kind of touched on this a little bit at the start, but quick turnaround from Sunday in Chicago to Thursday here. How'd you feel about your team's energy and focus at the start and throughout the game?
You know, I was a little worried just the way we met. We had a logistics meeting on Monday, and boy, the faces were way down. And realized that, but you know, mine was too. And so now, and Tuesday's practice was just okay. I thought when we got here, and you get to a nice city like this, and we had practice. We had a really good practice yesterday, where I think everybody was focused. You know, saying, wait a minute, we've got another chance. Some teams lose the championship game, and they don't even get to go to a tournament. We got another chance. They're smart kids, they get it, but they hate losing just like their coach, and it affected them. But we bounced back. We have 6 losses all year, right? And we have bounced back and won after every single one. And that's important quality to have for a good team.
Go on the right side, Coach, by the aisle.
Incrementally, what have you seen in Charles's health improvement? I mean, you know, the tournament last weekend was one thing.
Right.
Difference between even
Right.
Sunday and Thursday. What did you see?
You know, it's hard in the tournament. You're in the mix of things. So you play 1, 2, 3, and it was really the first time he had really played. And you can't go and like in normal. So you had a game, a couple days off. Okay, here's what we got to work on. Your ball handling, and you can work on it. We just had to keep going, and by the third game, he just still wasn't himself. And so we played Isaiah Moore. He played great. But we really had the last 2 days, we tried to get the ball back in Charles's hands, make him make some decisions, right, to just get him back. Basketball's a funny game. You're 2 weeks off. It's really different. Just step back on and be yourself.
Still have 4 minutes left in this session here. Standing up on the left side.
John, speaking of decisions, what did you think of your team's shot selection tonight? How did you like your flow on offense?
I think if I'm just thinking off, we had probably 2 of them that were a little crazy, right? But other than that, I thought it was pretty good. And we've been, you know, as the year went on, we've been getting better. Not at the pace that I want to be, but it is getting better. And these kids, you know, sometimes you have to fail if you're gonna focus even better in the future. And but I thought today was pretty good.
In the back on the left, standing up, plaid shirt.
Coach, you guys kind of mentioned that, like, it's the first game. They got to kind of, like, ease into it. Is that something that you've been, like, harping on or, like, telling them quite a bit?
We showed them, and we had a really good team last year. We showed them the first 4 minutes of last year's game where the first media timeout we were down 10-0. And we showed them. We showed the fouls that were being called, right? Because they don't believe the coach when they said they're going to call these in games, right? And as the Big Ten went on, and every probably league comes on, they stopped calling some of the fouls that they did early in the year. The NCAA is a new year, and so we were able to show them that and make sure that we only sent them a foul line 14 times, and I think they had appreciation. All right, this is a fresh start, and I love the way we came out of the game, and then little blip to start the second half, but then we responded to that too.
We have questions. Any other questions? Okay, one more on the left side aisle.
Coach, not so much in this game, but Isaiah had the big game in the Big Ten tournament. He did have a big game today. It seems like he's kind of taken a step forward in the last handful of games. Do you see that, or is there a way he's approaching it?
He's become a more versatile player, and he's taken where he was settled for jump shots way too much. And we've been just working on it, to how to get your 2 feet in the lane, land on 2, and finish in crowds. Everything was a jump shot or fadeaway. Mentioned me a lot of DJ Wilson, you know, who's with Milwaukee Bucks now when he was first with it. It was in love with the jump shot, in love with the fadeaway, and not really getting in there and getting your body in there. And now Isaiah's doing that. And so he's, you know, and plus he's playing the 3, the 4, and the 5 for us now. And so that's really good. Against a team like this, if you only have bigs, you know, you're going to have really trouble with this team, right? Because they're going to take you off the dribble, and having him be able to go and switch some ball screens as a 5-man today really helped us and helped give John a rest. Our freshman would not have been able to handle number 4 there, and Austin Davis as well.
Time for one final question, if there is any. Okay, thank you, Coach.
All right,
See you
thank
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
We'll have Montana coach and student athletes up here very shortly.